Hey there, sweetness. How goes it? I do hope that it goes well. Quick name of the game is anything that is connected to this collective, that's beautiful, and I invite you to take that shit with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's all right. You just leave it right where you fucking found it. It's probably a piece of information meant for somebody else in the collective, and you should never take something off the table or in general that does not belong to you. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance, please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective. Please guide us all, always, in all ways. Thank you. Welcome home, homies. Please do us a favor. Make sure you get those likes up on your way in. And you'll notice that we have a very special setup today. A little bit of card reading in a homie haven, some smoking, some hanging out, and some special guest stars.
G'day. Hello. How good.
And one big stoner, excuse me, for any and all cops.
Samesies. If you know, you know.
Oh, I know.
How do I do this? I might leave this off to the side. I'm actually gonna jump on the gummy train.
I should do that myself.
This will just take about half an hour to kick in, but that way I don't have to smoke it and then cough up, and it gives me more time to have some water.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
For a minute, I thought you meant gummy vitamins. Like I should take my vitamins too. They are their own type of vitamins, is right. Okay.
THC and CBD.
Mm-hmm.
This option is just a little bit more YouTube friendly.
Yep. I get all kinds of comments all the time about you should stop smoking, you should stop smoking, and it's like, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
is that what you came here to do? Just tell me, quit smoking? Aren't you here to listen? Aren't you here to watch?
it's
Like,
like
you can't smell it. It's not affecting you. That's the whole point of being on YouTube is that I can do whatever the fuck I want to in the comfort of my own home. I can do a no
100%.
pants dance while I smoke out my nose if I want.
Yep. And it shouldn't bother anybody. You're in your own space doing your own thing, and that's it.
I consider that to be a part of like a spiritual smoke cleanse is that if somebody wants to click off just because they see me smoking, then they don't belong listening to my messages. Maybe I will end up quitting. Maybe the videos of me smoking are going to draw in people that are having trouble with the same thing. They come to me, they're like, man, this bitch smokes. Look at her with the cigarette. And then maybe someday I quit and I find the strength, and the people that are following me are like, hey, she's still
Yep.
cool and she doesn't smoke, or like she didn't kill somebody and she quit smoking. She overpowered the, I don't know, whatever it is, but we don't know. We didn't come here to judge, we came here to hang.
That's it. That's
Now if I was
exactly right.
smoking crack or something like that on here, I would absolutely, I do find there to be a big huge difference. Color me blonde, but I've done it all, and smoking cigarettes and weed is the very last, bottom little level there for me to worry about.
That's it. And I think as well, the message that came out of, I guess, the 60s and the 70s was that things in moderation and with your choice and with your willpower, it's totally fine. We live in a natural world where even animals, there are some animals that like to enjoy their mind space differently, like dolphins and monkeys and
My bunny rabbit, when I grow weed in the house and let her out and run around, she eats it right off, right growing in the pot. She's like, I'm eating your pot. Like, okay, I don't know if bunny rabbits like weed, but she likes weed. The green leaves. She's not big on the
cow
buds,
bunny.
but okay. Hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Mm.
it is. Yeah. And for me, it's also a very shamanic type thing. I've been, personally on all kinds of different psych meds and all the different things. And, you know, um, antidepressants and things like that, and they made me sick. They hurt my body, they hurt my mind, they hurt my soul, they kept me trapped within
Mhm.
myself, and I smoke a little pot, and I'm like, I don't actually have to smoke the pot, but when I do smoke the pot, I don't go inside of myself, I don't shut down. I actually lose my shyness. I don't lose all my inhibition, but I lose the part of me, it helps calm down the part of me that has too much anxiety to speak out loud because I have a stutter
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, just
Yeah.
medicinal. Yeah.
That's brilliant. And that's sort of what took me to cannabis as a medication as well. My ex-husband was a nurse. And yeah, with the medical profession, you get a lot of people who are very stigmatized, very much stuck in oh, drugs are bad altogether. So when new medications come through, or old medications are being tested again, it's like we've got to rebalance the cultural stigma all over again.
Yes.
And as you said, it's a medication. So we use it for what we need it for. And I guess in history, if you look back at shamanic type paths and lessons and journeys, it's all about walking through life and making sure that you're able to access what you need to in your reality and step forward without needing to harm anybody else or yourself, and have the fullness of the experience that you're in, which is beautiful, I think. Like,
And the way that you just said that as well, I'm going to segue into this. I've actually had somebody beg me to smoke in front of them. That's a part of why I started smoking on my channel. There was this old lady, and she was a nurse, and she was not feeling good. She was not allowed to smoke pot, or she was going to lose her job. It was this whole thing, but she absolutely
yeah,
loved to smoke. It took away her headaches, it made her arthritis stuff feel better, like all these different things. And she was feeling so nauseous. It was this stranger, never met her a day in my life. I'm just sitting there in a parking lot, and my friend and I were blazing it up in the car. And this woman comes over, and I thought she was going to yell at us. I thought she was getting all Karen and all mean and, like, you fucking bitches, get out of here with your weed smoking. No, she was like, will you please, please, please blow that in my face? I need to live vicariously through you right now. And
wow,
I was thinking guilty for sitting in that parking lot smoking, because people tell me you should, fucking smoke out in public and blah, blah, blah. And it was like me doing that day actually helped a nurse be able to go back to her shift at work and help sick people. So
yeah,
I was like, "You're kind of like a little fairy godmother, aren't you?" Like, she had
yeah.
Tinkerbell all over her people and stuff like that, so I'm like, "Hmm, okay, I'm not gonna judge myself so harshly anymore." And, that's a thing is, there could be people that are quitting. There could be people that miss that freaking habit, and I don't want my content and me smoking to like drag them back to it, but maybe it will help strengthen them, give them be like, oh man, and then be like, I'm thankful I'm not smoking. I'm thankful my cigarettes don't, my hands don't smell like a cigarette or whatever it is. Our journey's all our own, and we're here for all intensive purposes.
But we will get there when we get there as well. There's no rush. You can enjoy the journey, the process, however you see fit. There's this beautiful gift of being an adult that once we hit there, it's like everybody knows. Good luck.
Yeah. I appreciate it. So it's like, it did take people looking at me when I was a heroin addict and telling me, "You know what? You're a junkie and I don't like your behavior. I don't like your personality. I don't like who you've become." That I could absolutely understand. I'd look at you like a zombie and I didn't have much to say because all I'm thinking about
Mm.
is my next hit, my next hit, my next hit. I could sit here and hold this bowl for an hour and not take a hit. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
comfort thing. I'm just kind of holding it, but I forget it's there as well. I'm just like, it's like my little
I know the
silent
bottle.
microphone. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
kind of what I consider as a smoke offering. I have a whole side to it, many sides.
yeah. I think
I've learned.
the hardest drug that I've used without knowing that I was using it was actually methamphetamines. Um, I was
I've been
working at
there.
the airport.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab my smoke. I feel like I'm missing out.
Yep, I did some ecstasy, and I had actually purposefully told the person, I'm like, please make sure it's not cut with the methamphetamines, and
Mm.
it ended up being cut with that, and I ended up very, like holes in, like, and I
Oh
realized
no.
within just a month or so, I'm like, there's something really, really wrong about this. Like, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
very tough.
Well, that was an interesting 6 months of my life. I think if I was more aware of what was happening around me, I would have alerted myself to ADHD, autism. Um, it never had the same impact on me as everybody else, and I would just sit there on my phone learning about the chemical structure of the chemical that we were doing. And so I'd be telling everybody, and they would freak out and tell me, "Oh, you're such a bad vibe, like you're too in your head, all these things." And then yeah, just
My son literally just tattooed the chemical structure of THC cannabinoid on his leg. My son
nice.
has high functioning Asperger's as well as low functioning autism,
Cool.
and it is very genetic. So, but to me, I interchange the words autistic and artistic.
Heck yeah. That's it. And that's just it. People that come before get to frame the world for us, and then the next generation get to live in that world. So artistic, shit yeah. Woo!
That was what I had thought when I was younger and heard the word for the first time. I live in Maine. Everybody talks like a Mainer up here. It's a wicked accent, Bob guy. So when the doctor had said it, I thought that he said
Cheers.
artistic is the way that, and I'm like, what did you say? And yeah, from there it stuck. It makes so much sense. My son is a very, very creative human. But when he's not focusing on it and tapping into it, he can end up in some pretty low vibration. So, you know, the things we learn
Yeah.
as we live, my mind.
Well, I think something that I've seen in my life for in terms of how we can participate, interact, and connect with life. I feel like the people who make more mistakes live a fuller life. They're the people who end up at the end of life with all those people surrounding them, listening to the stories they've got to tell, because they were willing to experience something. They were willing to walk on the edge just to see what would happen, and that gives you life. It gives you this weight with you when you walk. You carry your experiences with you, and people see it. They might not recognize what they're seeing, but they see it.
Yes.
Even the hard experiences, they do give you something to hold on to after the fact, and life becomes magical.
Yes. I've been learning how to talk more about the harder things, and in them, actually, that's a lot of what the reading I just did was about. In recognizing the lessons and the sometimes even blessings that come from the faith through the hardships. That's it. That's gold.
Yeah,
Shit you can't find in the textbook. You can't, have somebody say it to you and be taught. You have to live it to learn it.
yeah, that's okay. And our species has been doing that for such a time.
Yes.
Like, we can keep doing it a little while longer. And if a few of us need to spend that little bit of extra time doing something that gives us light, so be it. Like, there is enough of us now that we can look after each other through all of our momentary experiences. We don't have to just connect with each other when we're feeling good. That might be something of the past. We should be connecting with people when we're feeling all stages of the emotional spectrum, like
Yes.
being able to connect with people for support when you need it, and also being able to be at a place within yourself that you can identify, oh, I need help with this, and then bringing it to people without needing to feel shame, guilt, or anything negative, but knowing that you're going to be supported and if anything redirected to where the support will be for you.
Yes.
Collaborative society.
Yeah. A lot of why I started my, I'm not sure, are you on my Busy Box channel?
I've only got the one. I every time you say it, I go to follow it and then I get distracted by the search bar.
Yeah, I completely understand. But that is where I do a lot of, so on the shanty, I started doing a lot of like my artwork, my painting, my craft, things like that. But I noticed that I was losing some subscribers as well as gaining some. So it was like, was I
Okay.
losing the ones that were just there for the cards? So I made another channel, and it's also sort of like uh a part of me was not making content when I'm like if there's a death in my family or some really bad event that makes me want to stay in bed and make a blanket for it or whatever it is. I don't want to sit and do readings for people when I'm doing that. Who wants
Yeah.
somebody or reading for you, but in my art, in that channel, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
I have been bawling my fucking eyes out on that channel. Sometimes you can tell that I am. I don't make it a point to be like, I'm crying, look at me. But you can see as I'm against the wall painting, you can hear me sniffle or something. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm sad, I'm there. I'm angry sometimes, yelling and screaming. Tears and wheat, welcome home, homie. Thankful to see you here, my dear.
Oh, sorry. I
But
just
yes,
went to your page.
oh, awesome. Awesome.
I'm so
Yep, that is,
glad.
I do a lot of that artwork there, and no matter what feeling I'm in, that's what I made it so that, the people that do follow me and that I help them through their emotional things and whatnot, I can show them this is how I do it in person on my day to day. This is how I fucking roll through my emotions. Yeah.
Because I think art is such a good medium for that as well. It's a very open format for you
Mm.
to just express as it's coming through for you, and it gives you a really powerful expression point.
Yes,
Art is
and I work
amazing.
prayer into my paintings. I work prayer into all of my crafts. I'm always, if I'm sewing, I'm praying to God that I don't stab through my hand, but at the same time, I'm praying that, this article, say it's a little purse that I'm making, a little purse I make people that have asthma inhalers. Maybe they don't have a pocket, but they want something cute to carry their inhaler in. Just make these
Wow.
zippy little balls that go right around their neck, and they can wear it like a necklace and stick their little inhaler in there. And I say my prayers while I'm doing that so that, if it's meant to find somebody that needs a cute little breathing bag, but also I make them for like stoners. So you can put your bowl in there and a joint in one side and your lighter in another side so they don't click together and smack the glass and all that. I make
Amazing.
pillows for the bowl. Like I don't have one right around me, but like you put it in and take it travel, so you can take your pipe with you and not break it. And I work prayer into those things. Basically, that whatever goes into this pillow, please protect it, keep it safe. You know, pray over it, charm it, whatever it is. Um, just work, love, 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 love. I say that all the time to people that is a thing. It's what I hear, and if my brain starts being too brainy while I'm painting and I'm getting lost in thought and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, I bring myself back to the root word, love. Love, 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 love. Hello,
Perfect.
TT. Welcome home, homie. Thankful to see you here.
Hello. You have some chatters coming through.
Yes, yes, some of my favorites. My A1s from day one.
Hello, everybody.
If you guys are not subscribed over to Aussie Alchemist and you're interested, I suggest you do. I give my recommendation.
I can chat. I've brought it up over here so I can see it just because it's staying in my normal rhythm. Hello, everyone. So tell me a little bit more. So I heard you use a couple of different synonyms for the same words that I would use. I'm actually polytheistic. This is where the question comes from. What are your beliefs? What are your practices? What is your spirituality? Do you mind if we did that?
Jigsaw puzzle. It is a jigsaw puzzle. I was born and raised majorly Christian. I would say Baptist Christian, but it wasn't really a strict, good, healthy thing. One of my first memories talking about God was my brother not wanting to hear the Bible because we were very abused children. And he didn't want to hear our parents, reciting how, forgiveness was this thing, all the things. And he just made the comment that he didn't believe in God. And my father smacked him into the floor so hard that I thought he wouldn't get up and, told him, "Don't you ever talk bad about God." And then I just grew up real scared and, trying to go to church as many times as I could and, just be a good little girl. But my father was sexually abusive to me and my little sister, and there's a good chance that he was to my brothers as well. My brothers were just, very tough, and why would they talk about that sort of thing? Um,
It's
I
the
have
healing
only just
channel.
recently sort of um, started being able to open up about it myself. And that's more come with my finding recovery and establishing a couple of years. It's sort of like all the pain that my habits and my brain locked behind doors. It's all been coming out little by little. But my mother was a witch, a little bit of everything. She was always trying to
Cool.
find herself a pagan. But I always would kind of laugh at her because that's what I was taught to do. I was taught to think that it was evil and there was something wrong with it, and she was just silly, and it was this. I didn't realize that all the things that I did were born of that, born of making mud potions out in the 5 years old, and putting sticks together and magic wands and all these things. That is exactly what that is, and all these movies they have us messing with all this magic and stuff, but then tell us that it's evil and there's something wrong with my mother for thinking that she's into witchcraft or anything like that. And her thing, it was like herbology and crystals. It wasn't no evil. There are Satanists that use witchcraft for all kinds of darkness. I absolutely get that. My
Yeah.
mother was more of a light little fairy, and demonized for it. And
Yeah.
then, unfortunately, as a kid, us kids kind of did the same thing to her for a while. That's beautiful.
Sort of what I'm
And
getting for your mother. Like just connected with the owl.
when I started getting sober, I touched my first tarot deck on accident and some runes, and it made me start remembering my mom trying to teach me these things through the years, and it just really started unlocking everything. And I made my channel not long after. So
So
yeah,
she
I believe.
inspired.
I do believe a little bit in, the Christian type thing. I sort of believe, again, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and every single secular bit has maybe at least one thing right, but not the whole picture. But if
Yep.
they take like at least the one thing that they've got, right and put it together, then we could all have the greatest picture that there ever was.
Hundred
That's
percent.
kind
100%.
of
How
I
cool.
believe that evil exists, good exists. It's kind of like the Indian saying about the dark wolf and the light wolf. What are you feeding? And sometimes for me, I mean, I'm very in touch with my shadow as well as my light. And it's, I can tap into either one, neither one. Um, yeah, a little bit of
Perfect.
all. And
So
yeah, what did you say that you're, I don't,
polytheistic. So I too
polytheist?
am the same. Jigsaw puzzle for me.
Okay.
Um, Started off Catholic. So my family is predominantly from Chile, South America. Um, that's Machu Picchu here in this thing. Um,
Okay.
and so coming from a country where Catholicism was pretty much the predominant religion of the country, that's where we started. I remember being um, graduating grade 6, and I got all of my sacraments done in that year or the previous year so that I could finish grade 6 with all of my sacraments. So I went through all of the sacramental rites in Catholicism just because I wanted to. I wanted to experience what everybody else was experiencing. I was the one in the class that didn't get to do everything with everyone else. And I wanted to be a part of the collective experience as well, not just a watcher, a viewer.
I did that with
Um,
Baptist Christianity.
yeah. Well, see, I made the mistake of taking that attitude into Christianity next. And, well, I spent 5 years in the church volunteering, um,
Yeah,
stifling myself, hiding myself, um, not experiencing myself. And the only person that was suffering was me. Everybody else might not have even gotten to see what it was doing to me, but my soul was shrinking, my light was dimming, and all of the darkness that these cultures can give you, but nobody's forcing you to keep taking hold. Like you said before, take the little bits that are magical for you and keep them, because that's what will keep you connected to that idea, that principle, that deity that you're worshipping through that religion. Like,
I do
yeah, so I had
refer to like I whether it was bred into me, whether it's something that I feel, whether it's existent or non, I do refer to the one thing that is God, the creative spirit, the thing that animates us all. I do say God.
Mhm.
That that's the word. It's the easiest, simplest, and most homey feeling one to me. But to me, God can be everything and anything and anyone. And the Christian idea. I have some very unpopular beliefs. To me, in my little corner of the universe, everyone seems to think that it's going to be some Nazi looking white guy with a beard if Jesus is a thing and comes back.
Well, well,
Well, what if it's a colored person? What if it's, a 3-year-old and not a man? What if it's a girl and not a boy? What if it's, somebody that just the least expecting thing, because
yeah.
well, there are some people that would want to kill Jesus if Jesus came back, if that's, a thing. And again, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I've never stood there and shook hands with the living Jesus and had them show me and prove me. I have felt things like the spirit and things that you could be like, well, man, you just can't make that up. How the fuck did that happen? Like that feels like things that people say is this spirit. Like, oh man, absolutely. Bibliomancy only came to me after I was baptized as Christian as an adult when I started to get sober because my son had begged me. He was in church and he was like, it will help you. It will help you. Please just come to church. Instead of getting high today, come to church. And I went to church and I started going, and it was sort of that. It was like, man, even if I was like kind of dragged through the church as a kid, I never really felt right. And I never did those kinds of things. We never stayed long enough to do a baptism or
Mhm.
stayed for lunch or anything like that. And my son was like, no, stay for lunch. And I'm getting baptized and all these things. And it just kind of led to, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I got dunked. And after that, it was like the whole world started to change for me. Like it really did.
Cool.
And way
Yeah.
that everyone in the church would expect it to, but in a way that I needed it to, absolutely.
Very cool.
Ac Yes, absolutely, all the time. Yes. Yes, Tears and Wheat. We should do a collaboration as well, Tears and Wheat. Now I'm gonna be on a roll with this. I'm gonna be like, "Who else can we jam with? Can we do, like, a group session? How do we do this?" Like,
We're going to end up with a panel.
yeah,
Wow. So, see, Christianity can have such a different impact for people depending on how they're greeted at the door as well, I guess. How cool.
yeah. And to me, it's like, well, There was a old version of Gypsy that died away when I started accepting that I was not the only one or the only thing in charge of myself, whether that thing had a name being Jesus, whether that thing's God, whatever it is, I know it's a good thing. I know it's a good thing just because of the experiences that I've had. But um, yeah, it was like that whole thing that they talk about, dying to the old person and being born anew. Um, I was definitely reborn into something,
It's
something.
it's fun to try and describe, isn't it? Even the consciousness behind it.
Yeah, I'd say a lighter version of myself, a
Cool.
lighter
Yeah.
version that was easier to exist within myself, uh, if that makes sense. Be me, just be me, and start figuring out who me even is because I've never been me. So me right now, is covered with all the dust and the debris of everybody else. So who even is Gypsy? Getting to the heart of that has been, I'm still getting there. My goodness, it's a forever journey. As long as I'm here, as
Yay!
long as we're here, we are our journeys.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And only we decide when the curtain comes down, right? We get to enjoy this ride as passionately, as deeply, as much as we want.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So what do you have on the cards?
I have a couple different decks in front of me. 4 decks have come in front of me. 2 Oracle decks. This is the Starseed Oracle, the Hay House,
Ooh, I don't think I've
Rebecca
seen
Campbell.
this one.
Badger Spirit.
Badger. I like it.
Be fearless, be bold.
Yes. The
And
song
then
in the background channeled for that is Backup Plan. That's the only backup plan you need.
the Hunter. This one's from
Ooh,
Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards.
mm.
This
I
one's
like it.
track down your fears and desires.
Mm. It immediately made me think of the war cries that I've been hearing lately.
Ooh, tell me more.
That's really all I got is just I keep hearing war cries in my head, and they're, a lot of feminine. It's like releasing and unleashing kind of this pain and torment, but not in a way to cause destruction on anything that doesn't need to be destroyed. It's like, yeah, just war cry, fucking battle energy lately. So I've done a couple
Good.
videos of like my ancestral root type stuff of Viking singing type stuff because it's like, yeah, I don't know, fucking battle cry.
Yeah, there's so
You
much
know,
in vocalizing, especially as a group of people. We don't do that so much anymore, unless we're at a pop star event or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Then it's
some
a
sort of
different energy too.
controlled situation, really controlled
Mhm.
environment.
Yeah, very inorganic. That picture just came in my head. It's like, oh no, even the gardens are manicured. Like they're
Yes, those drive me insane. I am a permaculture type person, very
same.
real raw to the fucking roots and organic. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
even nature itself can be poison and toxic. So why add any of our own to that?
that's it. It's actually what got me started making my own blends.
Mm,
Like different ingredients that you can just access around you. and
Yep.
to substitute buying these.
Yep.
But
I
then
have
also,
homemade or homegrown lavender right there. I burn that all the time. It smells freaking magnificent. It's one of my favorites.
yeah,
Yeah.
and lavender's really good. You
And
can
it
actually
feels good.
bundle it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and it has its own properties. So I've been using it's funny we talked about paganism before. I've been using Scott Cunningham's book.
Yes.
This it just it surprised me how many of the everyday things that are just around in front of people's gardens just sitting there, and it's like, is that for this
They
reason?
call them the weeds. They call them the weeds and they pluck them out, but they're actually the native medicines. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
I
what it
literally
feels
just
like.
need a big bundle. I want to go grab it now, but I'm not going to. I'm lazy. Uh, uh, I made a bouquet
Like,
of, I feel like chicory, aster, and pumpkin leaf. And it's just a beautiful fresh bouquet. It smells nice. It's not too strong. It just makes the house smell fresh. And I could literally take every bit of it and either burn it or turn it into a tea or,
see,
yep,
this
yes,
stuff, the stuff from nature seems to preserve better than the stuff that we can purchase anywhere, which is
yes.
interesting. It just takes a little bit of thought.
Yes. My sage bundles right now, I do have some store-bought ones, but I love to either grow my own sage or go get it at the store, organic section, or buy the plant itself at the store and make my own
Yep.
bundles of sage because they smell 1,012 times different than any of the store-bought bundles.
Yeah.
I'm always wondering
Wow.
why is that? If I'm using organic, raw, straight from the earth ingredient, then why do theirs smell so much different? Are they dipping them in things, you know? You
Yeah.
never know. Are they spraying chemicals on the sage that they're, you know? And oftentimes if you go to the metaphysics shop and stuff, you can find the people that they're like, yes, no, I watched this be grown and whatnot. Like even this is lamb's ear mullein. Oh, that I've plucked
Ooh.
from out. Yep, that is smokable, burnable, able to be turned into a tea. Gotta be careful because it has the little hairs on it though, so
I actually remember looking that up because it's growing around our area as well, and it's also useful for writing someone's name on and pinning it down.
yeah,
And that's in
yeah.
that book.
I use them as like a bay leaf type, you know. I have a
All right, I
little
just got
teeny
it.
tiny one that I'm working on growing. I'm gonna see if it does. Right now it's like literally this big, the size of like a
Right.
fingernail. I'm like, please grow. Oh my goodness. Oh, lamb's ear in my house would be beautiful.
I've got my little growing stations there. That's where it gets the most sunlight. So you like to take cuttings or find cuttings and try and grow them too.
Oh,
This-
absolutely.
I thought that this was mostly my permaculture like
Do you
background.
want to see something pretty looking? I'm going to show you even if you don't say yes.
I
So
I will
I
see it.
took this little clipping of a prickly pear cactus and I put it in a jar and I've just left the thing alone forever. And I've meant to take it out of the jar because I'm like, it's going to end up getting root rot. It has not. It really enjoys the jar. It likes it. But I moved my home office the other day and I moved this thing and I forgot to set it near the window. It decided to stretch.
Holy
That's where
moly!
it was standing
That's
straight up tall. It's
that's a
just like
different type of
completely sighted.
cactus.
And I'm like, how the hell do you do that? That is so cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's my cool little cacti.
The
But when I
best thing
got
about
that,
succulents, if they
when
actually
I got
manage
that
to
one,
survive, they're awesome.
yeah, it's like as big as this. That's a little itty bitty prickly pear.
Cool.
Yes, and then my son just gave me this huge monstera in the background. She has become my favorite very fast. I'm sorry, I love you all. And I've got ivy over there. I have snake plants, spider plants. I just started growing tomatoes. I probably have like a it happened on accident. I didn't expect them all to take, but probably like 150 freaking tomato plants sprouted right now that I'm like, "Ah,
Oh
we're
well.
we're gonna find out what happens."
Well, maybe an arts project that you can do is make some paper paper boxes for them and go to a market. See how cheaply you can get a spot at a market and just sell tomato seedlings. Put the word organic on it, and there you
Yes,
go.
yes, yes.
The best thing about permaculture is we watch everything and we just evolve.
Yeah.
Oh, kidoki. I feel like I need a coffee.
Always.
I wonder if I've got a mug here. Mm, no, not here. I would like to be at a market doing taro or something like that. I've been thinking about doing seedlings as well.
Mhm. I paint
I
flower
also
pots.
do I need them?
Yeah, I paint flower pots, so I have a whole bunch of them already set and ready to go. Then I have a bunch of blanks that I'm going to hopefully spend the winter because it's I have no idea how the time zones work. Seriously, color me blonde when it comes to all of that. I don't know if you're going into winter or if it's, going into summer for you
Spring,
over there.
spring. Summer starts
Okay.
in November.
Okay, so it is completely different. So we're going into fall basically. And I'm gonna just spend fall and winter time doing as many arts and crafts as I can, building up my stockpile, and then find a little craft spot, some way to get my work out there come springtime. I'd like to have like maybe at least 100 of those little asthma pouches or stoner pouches that I was talking about made. I make those, they're upcycled. I make them from clothes.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. You just
perfect.
take a pocket, cut a pocket off a pair of jeans and turn it into one of the coolest, cutest looking little bags. And they're also like little crystal bags, like, little witchcraft bags. If you want to take your potion bottles and your crystals and go outside and make your moon water and things, you just stick it in your little purse thing. Yes. Yep, and so I'll make different little sections so that the glass doesn't bang across the crystals and
Yeah,
put liners inside of them, like silk liners and things that will come from a silky tank top or something.
amazing. That's
Upcycling is one of my favorite things to do. I love it. Like, a lot of my things I'll take, and before I throw them away, if it's like something that I like the shape of, I'll paint it onto something or draw it onto something so that I can turn it into a stencil or something.
that is
Yeah.
so smart. Waste not, want not. And then that would make your op shopping experience that much more lucrative because you can be looking for things that you can be upscaling.
And even so, like my tarot thing, I'm looking at right now, like this little thing right here came from a box of what was it, coffee cake, I think, and I just kept this so that in a reading, we can go and look and see what does this mean? Why is it coming up? But it's a piece of cardboard from a box of food that I ate, but I
There you go.
upcycled it into channeled messages onto the channel. Something told me this one needs to be saved. Okay, this one
Yeah.
gets saved.
I have that nature about me as
Yeah.
well, wanting to stockpile. What if there's a use for it? Is what happens with me. Like, I can't think of anything now, but
Pack rat, like over swamp myself to the point of, I do go through and weed things out every once in a while because I'm like, man, I I told myself, what if I need this, but it's been 10 years and I've never needed this. So, but then, I'll get rid of it and then it'll be the one time I need it right after it's gone.
yeah,
Then I can
probability, cause and effect.
find.
Oh my goodness! No, in
I
those
feel like I
markets that I don't know.
can dump out some
Very
charms and see what I get. See what the
awesome.
collective gets. Yeah, the messages.
Do it. I'm gonna have a breath of green air.
Something about a DOT, as a Department of Transportation. What I like to do is put them all out. Something about he something. Uh, put them all out to where I can see them. Then I'll read them, and any of the listeners, all the homies at home, if they want to, or anyone wants to, they can write them down and get their own words. There was something about an ox. I got that in the reading earlier. Somebody could have the Chinese zodiac sign of the ox, or something about that strong as the ox. There's a bunch of sayings about the ox.
There's the python and the ox story from the Amazon. Who wins the fight between a python and an ox?
Okay. We have the
Brazilian
word hex.
jiu-jitsu.
Ooh, I'm gonna need to look that up. What is it? The python and the ox?
Yeah, I'm just writing down the things you're saying as well.
This right here is what we call collective knowledge, and I freaking love it.
Ox was the second thing you pulled.
Somebody's hex don't work. I like that. But somebody's also being told don't try to hex somebody. Okay. I'm going to
Ooh.
read it. I have a heart and a cross. Somebody loves Jesus. Somebody loves the cross. Okay. Then we have N D O N T. So two N's. Oh, wait a minute. That one. That one's a Z, actually. So DONTZ, excuse me, HEXAYL, another N, and a U. Lay. Somebody tried to lay a hex on someone and so they don't sleep. Don't Z. That's gross.
Ooh, you've got don't hex lay. Don't unhex
Yep, unhex.
z. Don't unhex z lay. And then in spirit, I'm feeling like don't unhex the layperson. Whoa. What was your first
Z.
charm?
Wait a minute. LAZY. Lazy. Don't unhex
Lazy.
the lazy person.
Ooh.
Damn.
I'm
Somebody
gonna
is not
ask the
unhappy because they've been lazy when it comes to their spiritual work, when it comes to fucking, yeah, don't unhack the lazy. When, yeah, those that don't love doing their spiritual work, those that don't love the spiritual journey, because we had the heart and the cross as well.
Ooh. Mm.
Stop going back. And it scared the shit out of me because it's like I always go back. Everything I've ever let go of has my claw marks on it because to me it's loyalty, you know? To me it's I must have missed something. I must be able to change something. I must be able to fix something. I'm the fixer, you know? But what happens when the fixer never works on fixing themselves? Um, they become the
Mm.
hex. They become trapped in their own lazy cycles, do they not? Mm,
Yeah. I pulled
yeah.
3 cards while that download was coming through for you, and I was looking at your. I just missed the first charm.
Don't DONTUNHEXLAZY and a heart and a cross.
Yep. Ooh.
It's making me think of a part of the reason why I stopped going to the church, because I did stop going to the church that I was baptized in when I started getting sober. And it was the thing about, well, everybody deserves forgiveness. And yes, absolutely, we do. If forgiveness didn't exist, I don't believe that I would have been able to find the strength to get sober. It was really hard and intense and scary to go and apologize to the people that I had done wrong to when I was being wrong.
100%.
Um, but I did go back and apologize to the biggest monsters that I made the biggest wars with and created the deepest gashes in. I went back and I said, I'm really sorry that I did that. And, I expressed that, of course, I was using at the time, but I didn't lean on it like that's the only reason. I was being selfish. I was being an ass, and really delved into things with people and apologized and fixed things. Um, the church, a lot of the Christians that I was spending a lot of time around, they're just give forgiveness, just give forgiveness, just forgive because we're Christian, just forgive, just and it's like, but that person hurts kids. That person, is a registered sex offender, and that person is this, and that person is that. And it's like, I mean, I get, yes, we all need forgiveness. I found forgiveness in this church too, but they're not really looking for forgiveness. They're using Jesus, they're using God, they're using goodness as a fucking mask to hide what's behind it.
I think
And so that's the don't unhex the lazy, the cross and the heart. It makes me think that energy right there, just because somebody professes that, they believe in God or they believe in Jesus, just because they confess that they have some sort of guilty conscience, you know, eh, doesn't undo things that they continue to do.
yeah, it's a cycle of violence,
Yes,
and I think it's somewhat ingrained in our culture all across the world, which is
absolutely.
which is. I got 3 cards come out. The full came out first. There's like a little baby. I'm gonna say baby eagle.
I love it. And is that
I
a little
just like.
moth?
Yeah, it is.
I love the moths. Gypsy moths, but I love all the moths.
you know what the full energy is all about, and that's like the present energy. So moving past, it's like Seven of Wands normally is like protection, yeah, like courage, protectiveness, self-expression, but in reverse, it's like losses, surrender, exhaustion. So going from this energy into the full energy is really nice. It's like the vulnerability that you can express will, like the moth, bring the right people to you, bring the right, like cut from the same cloth is coming through in my head. The birds of a feather kind of feeling, like when you're when you step out of this and you move into this energy and you just know that okay, some things are not good for me, some things are not going to be for me to be able to even help or uplift or yeah. Whew! Last card, Three of Wands. Um, with the Seven of Wands that came up before, this tells me it's a 10 within this reading. With the Fool there, I feel like it's a completion for sure. Like, but it's also the beginning. So
Starting at the
Three of
finish
Wands.
line.
It's growth, creativity, and self-expression. Like, so you having this vulnerability is going to attract the right people, and it's going to have you in the energy that you're just going to be. I don't know, like that Tinkerbell image came into my head, like just spreading pixie dust everywhere you go, kind of thing.
Yes. Little fairy orbs of light.
Yeah.
All right, now I'll do my side of that. So 0, 7, and
Oh yeah, 0, 7, and 3. Where should I put this?
so something about making an opportunity. And there is a her involved making an opportunity.
I'm gonna note take.
Hmm. The song in the background for that whole bit there was It Don't Hurt Like It Used to. And I was hearing him say that right as I was saying her. There's a her involved. There's also it's that going through hell, getting over you, through hell, getting over anything really. But it don't hurt. It don't hurt like it used to. Um, it really is like this walking away energy, but walking away without even really necessarily realizing what is being walked towards. And what is being walked towards is more than worthy of the, the journey there. I
Wow.
just started hearing my new style. It's the climb.
It's always gonna be another battle. It's always gonna wanna
Yep.
make you move. Yeah, that's a
Yes.
song. That is a song. It is the climb.
It's funny, actually. I forgot that those were the words in there, and I was just talking about the battle cry. So that song could help somebody really get in touch with their battle cry.
Yeah.
One of my songs is Fight Song by Rachel Platten. My goodness, it helps me find my gypsy cry every time. Roar!
Gosh, what's my battle song? Katy Perry's very much probably Dark Horse or Raw. If I just need to feel for a second.
Yep. I'm also a savage daughter. I am my mother's savage daughter.
Savage Daughter.
I believe it's a Sarah Hester version that I listened to. It's beautiful. Or Valhalla Calling. That song hits every single time. It just gets it yeah.
Please add in the pinned section just all of the songs that have come out because I'll put them on a playlist. Like
Absolutely.
Viking stuff, yes please. Valhalla
Yeah,
stuff, yes please.
yeah,
Let's sit
yes,
with Odin and Thor and Loki and see what they have to say.
absolutely. Those are the ones that I put like the little clips of me just mouthing the words to them to, try and draw in some Vikings and reach out and be like, hello.
Yeah. Oh, I have actual. I don't know if we're ready to move away from the moment, but I have some questions about your experience on, I guess, because I'm at an earlier stage of this journey than you. I'm like, how do you go about finding your people? You have to do
Oh
these
my
little
goodness.
things, right?
Yes, honestly, I feel more than anything, my people have found me. Um,
Yeah,
but just continually putting myself out there for them to find, really.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm still not even my channel's not monetized yet. I've got a little ways to go before I get there, but I just don't give up. Like I had said, there came a time when I felt like I couldn't read for a while, but I was still doing gypsy things, I'm still doing things that people in my day to day are like, man, do you know that that's talent right there? Do you know that people need to know that you do this? And I'm like, what? Like, I'm just drawing a fucking picture. I'm literally scribbling with a pencil. What are you talking about? And they're
yeah,
like, you need, people need to see that. People need to know that you draw. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay, well then I guess, and like I said, for a little while I was flooding my this channel with my art and things to be like, I'm still here, guys, even if I'm not in the great space to read for you. But I
yeah,
didn't want to overtake the tarot and the, you know, that angle. But I do like I make a lot of my own cards. I upcycle my own cards. Like I have old manila folders that I didn't want to throw away, so I turned them into a deck of cards. Like, poems, just started, finding
that's so
different things
wholesome.
that still make me me. That I honestly tarot and oracle and taking time to believe in these simple, silly little things that are actually quite significant really helped me kind of get my footing to, yeah, it's been mostly about getting myself out there, I think, so that people can find me. Okay, thank you so, so much, Terrace and Wheat. Thank you. And I will catch you very soon.
Bye. Thanks for being here. You really do have to bring the magic back into your own experience so that then it can just
Yeah. And
surprise you
I
with
also
even more.
started making some like business cards. I made a few business cards and I'll drop them off in sections around town. And
Awesome.
yep, yep. My best friend is a huge help. She was on here a little bit ago, Tiffy Jean. Not sure if she still is, but she plays my content like nobody's business. Even when I give up on myself, she does not give up on me. She keeps this wagon rolling. So, and just praying. Hi. She is
There you
still
go.
here.
Yep.
That's my M1 from day one. That's one of my real life structural best friends, one of the homies. But I actually started this channel like 3 different times, and I kept deleting it and deleting all my content because at first I thought I was doing something wrong, dabbling in witchcraft, I'm gonna lose my hands and all these different things. And um, then another was a like security, safety, kind of being taunted by somebody type thing. Then I realized I was, giving up a piece of myself, so I was letting them win, so I came back even harder.
I had the same experience, funny enough. If you if you throw
Short,
my
short.
at
People
handle
like to short.
into YouTube, you'll still see it. I've reported a video that's up about me. And
Oh,
I can't get rid of it. And it really was like, oh, do I just start a whole new one? But then what if they find the new one? And then it was like, no, you're not here for that person. Just keep showing up for who you're actually here for. And it's me. It's like I started this journey with this phone out in a tent somewhere. And now I'm living in a caravan. Like it's been a journey for me.
A huge part of me starting this journey was because I do take parts of the Bible seriously. I take them to heart. Other parts I feel like I don't understand, and who really does, because whole thing. But it was the thing
Yeah.
about idle hands, and my hands were very, very idle as I was working towards getting sober. And like I said, I had gone to help somebody move, and they had somebody else living with them that had left a bunch of stuff behind, and one of those things was a bag of runes. And I looked them up. I'm like, what are these beautiful rocks? What are these, inscriptions? What is this? And then I just, as soon as I opened that door, things flooded back to me of being 16 years old, I think, and my mom giving me a deck of oracle cards and telling me that our family line, if I go and look up all these names and things, she's like, look up the mythology behind it, look up the, origin of this. And she's like, it said that my father's family, my mother's father's family, was like fairy royalty in this, lineage. And I basically fucking laughed right at her and was like, "You fucking crazy lady, what are you even talking about?" Like I said, I'm a teenager and I had been really trained and brainwashed to believe like all this stuff, and there ain't no
Yeah.
way in hell magic is real. And
Yeah.
I laughed at her. And she also made spirit boards, the equivalent to Ouija board, but Ouija is actually the brand name. So her own spirit boards. And she gave me one. She scripted with my name, handmade wooden, beautiful. And
Wow.
I was already tapping into my drug addict side, and I sold all of it, gave it all away for drugs. Some pills I can't even remember what. And years and years later, it's like a decade and a half later, I'm standing there in this house and I'm touching these runes, and then, I take them home and start learning about them. And immediately, the first thing that I did was went looking for the deck of cards that my mother had given me when I was a teenager on, I couldn't get the exact deck she had given me, but I went looking for another copy of that deck, and I was able to find it. It's by somebody that has the same name as my mother. And that was one of the very first decks that I started my channel with, the fairies. I think I actually have them sitting in their own special little spot somewhere. Um, and I purchased my first deck, the Heart and Hands Tarot, and really just started to learn this. It's not real Celtic-y, but it just felt it to me. Like I felt my origins in here. Like this was, a part of my story. And the moment I started, the first reading I ever gave myself, I just about peed myself. I just about puked. I just about cried because every emotion, all this stuff that I had been holding back or had been held back from me, everything just flooded right through. And it was like, I'm supposed to be here. I am supposed to be here. And
Yeah.
it really just has ro- snowballed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's sort of how spiritual paths start and then develop. Like I think the spiral image, um even the
Yeah.
druidic image. Um
So it also makes me think of, I went back years and years later and I did apologize to my mother and expressed to her that, I think she's beautiful and I think she's one of the strongest, most smartest, most magical, mystical women I've ever met in my life. And That I was sorry I didn't have more faith in her when I was younger, but I've been finding it now. And I cried and told her what I had done with the spirit board, and she said perfect timing because she had just found the very last of them. She had stopped making them a decade and a half ago. One that she had given me was one of the last ones that she made, and that was why she made it a point to make one for me with my name on it because she knew that she was not going to be able to keep up with them. Um, and so
Oh, wow. That is gorgeous.
and on the back, it has the spiraled alphabet and numbers. Yeah.
Wow.
So she actually had another
That's
years later.
gorgeous.
She's like, I actually just found one. So here you go. And it has the like pendulum with the little pyramid and sticks that will hold the pendulum up so it can just sit on its own and do its thing. And it does have the um, piece that moves across the board, and she made them in hearts. You know,
How amazing.
my mother named
That's a
me Gypsy, so if that tells you anything about her spirit. I didn't name myself Gypsy, and that is my birth given, as they say, Christian name.
right. That is such a cool item to have from an important person. Like,
Yes.
and I see like it's come from a tree. That is so beautiful.
Yeah. And it actually comes from my family tree that, to me, I tried blocking out magic. I tried blocking out tarot. I tried blocking out oracle. I tried laughing at my mother and the crystals and all the things and telling her she was a nut job for going across the yard with a tuning fork trying to find something that she lost. And I tell you what, I also ended up down a really, really bad dark path where as I've said, I did pretty much every drug that was known to man and all the, as we say, sinful shit, all the evil crap that I just was awful. I lived an awful, terrible, crappy life. And the moment that I found magic, the moment that I started getting closer to God, the moment that I believed that God and magic can coexist, life changed. Life really changed.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah. And to me, magic is God. It is the gift from God. And if we're misusing it, it can be taken.
Yeah. I'm
And
not
God is
sure. Yeah, I mean, can it be taken, or is it more like your next life is going to be interesting with the choices you make in this one? Because your energy never dies.
yes. I more so mean like so like when I very first started doing tarot, I hadn't completely gotten sober yet. I was telling myself I was okay because I was just doing the more natural things like mushrooms, but I was doing them like every single freaking day, or the acid, but it was the natural kind, and I'm doing it like every single day.
Okay.
And I'm like, but it's natural, which once in a blue moon can be a really cathartic, helpful thing. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna not totally out it, but all the time, like a habitual offender, constant and consistent, it's not okay. You know, it I don't know. I totally lost my train of thought because I was giggling at myself as well, but
Yeah, I'm like
I
considering
heard it.
having another
I
train.
heard a message from God that said, if you want to keep your channel, if you want to keep your ability to talk to me like this, if you want to keep the channel open and keep being able to do what you're doing, cut that shit out. Stop doing that. You're killing your brain. You're not opening your brain. You're not, taking some type of fucking limitless medication, using you're, no, you're destroying yourself. And I'm not gonna keep giving you these privileges, basically. Like to me, it's magic, like really tapping into it and being so
Mhm.
in tune, like the fucking birds and bees, man. It's a privilege. It's a fucking privilege that we have to work to earn. We all can. Anyone can, to me. Anyone can tap into the magic. And when I say lose it, I don't really mean like lose it. I just mean we can also be tapped out, like fucking putting time out because we ain't doing right by it,
Yeah,
in my humble
the picture
opinion.
the picture in my head that I get there is the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
That's they ate of the
I
fruit.
need to do something about the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Do you know anything about that?
No, I
You
have so
channeled
much
something about
travel. I have so much travel on my vision board.
it. No idea what it is. I channeled something about it and I have to learn now. I'm probably going to do a reading about it, but I want to do it next to my computer so that I can do the research with the collective. I like doing that. I'm a nerd.
Yep.
Like you guys
Hey,
can see what it is I'm doing. You're over there taking notes. I love it. I love it. Like it feels like you're
I'm
right
so,
on my nerdy vibe. That's my favorite. I keep my little index cards and everything around because I'm always scribbling something.
well, if I'm in here
One of my
and
books, actually.
everything could be a symbol. Like I don't know, and then that's where I just sort of sit with it and go, "Is this something? I don't know. Tell me. You tell me."
So my this was the first book that I had published as a hard copy as my twin flame oracle book. So majorly it's for bibliomancy. You open it up and you get your
Oh,
message.
that's
But
so
it
good.
it messed up sort of, and I have a video about this when I first published it. It messed itself up when I put the like formatting into the book and everything. Some of the font ended up bigger and ended up pushing the words so like the S is not at
Oh
the end of this
no.
word
Okay.
or uh calculate ion. Some people, like it's a weird, It ended up a little funky, but to me, that was for a purpose. Calculative ions, you channel different things when you look at it. I almost pulled it off the shelves and was like, no, no, we're gonna need to fix this. But then I started looking through the copy and I'm like, I
Yeah.
feel like it was supposed to happen exactly like that because I get different messages now every single time I look at it, as opposed to, and I still get the original message. It's still there. You can see the origin. It's clear. That was
Wow.
calculations, but now it also has these other doors and windows open so for me, also, I take my pens and my pencils and I'm like, well, in this reading in this day, I saw this and this. I'll just simply take a little arrow and put it where it is. But
Yep.
that's also what I tell people if you want to buy the book, turn it into your own little channeling journal and see what you get. If you just want to do it with pencil and erase, go right ahead. Pens, markers, fucking turn it into like a little junk journal, like, pretty it up, whatever you want to do.
Lagging a bit.
Turn it
Or
into
am I?
a journal kind of thing. I should do one that's not for the twin flames, but that's also the codex. And the codex ended up not, you know, the words ended up beautifully in the codex.
Yep.
So
That
this is
looks
actually what
amazing.
the twin flame one is. And I for a minute I was angry and then I'm like, nope,
No,
literally,
that looks
it's
good.
it helps me be a lot more nerdy. Thank you. Amazon has some pretty cool choices when it comes to, picking your fonts and put your pictures and things on.
I think there is some lag coming through either on my Wi-Fi because this is
Oh,
lagging, but this looks fine. So I can't tell what's lagging.
no.
But that whole thing came through clearly, but I just needed to reference the I'm watching us on my laptop.
I see it starting to lag a little bit now.
Yeah, so just randomly it would do that. I don't know what, but yeah, how
Could
cool.
be a
I
plane overhead
I
or something.
I was hearing you talking about the book, and it felt like you've created your own sort of you're harnessing a way of creating your own, like, this word has come up the last few days, like Rosetta Stone. Um, your communication tool, your codex, your key, your cipher.
Yeah, yeah. A key to the light language.
Yeah.
That's what I heard anyway when I actually had already published and gotten it and was sitting there reading it one day. And I was like, there's a reason why I keep seeing the fairy orbs and putting them everywhere and wanting them on everything. The fairy orbs, the light, it's the light and it's the light language. Yep. So
Brilliant.
I was talking about my mother saying the thing about fairy origins and how I had laughed and all the things and gone back and got the fairy oracle cards. That was where I started. Then I started Googling and I went down the rabbit hole and I am a educated woman. I've been to college, so I know some pretty cool different things like Google. If you want some really good information on Google, you go to Google Scholar, not just Google.
That's it.
So Google
Mm-hmm.
Scholar, looking up things on the origins and the mythology and the roots of fae and, folk magic and things like that. And it's actually there. It's actually in the books. It's not like some, little fairy tale story. It is a fairy tale story, but it also isn't. There are these
Yep.
real roots and these real origins and things. And like freaking Ireland and Scotland, all them, they literally build fairy houses as shrines and altars to the fae all across their lands, and it's like, what are we missing? What have we been locking ourselves out of or been locked out of? And, you know, yeah. So that's a part of my beliefs now is that I have some sort of a fairy origin and it gives me some sort of a light. And I still sometimes find it a little silly, but at the same time, it's as silly as a little girl sitting there playing Barbies and feeling in her fucking element and at the top of herself, It's like it just feels right. Feels spot on, which is cool for, the first few times I ever heard it, I laughed and was like, "You fucking crazy. Why would you say something like that to me in that job?" People can grow. We can change. We can evolve.
Yeah, we have been. I feel like we've been evolving through this conversation, even. Like, it's like this. I don't know what the music video is, but there's these two fairies that sort of sit there and they're pushing light towards each other, and it just continues. I want to
Mm,
go find that clip. Is it Bjork? Not sure, but I feel like that's the process of, like, the sunlight, the moonlight, the moon reflecting the sun's energy, and then all of the way that photosynthesis happens, that sunlight gets converted into energy, which then gets stored on the planet, and then animals on the planet eat that, and then potentially we humans will eat those animals. Like, I do think that the hunter gathering time was much better for the planet than where we're at now. Just with
right.
mass
Um,
production.
I'm so sorry. I tuned out for like just a second here because I went to go clean up the letters and move them off the table, and I just started seeing things that I hadn't seen before that feel like I need to say them. It's something about Tasmanian devil energy, like the fucking tornado spinning around. Ah, he's just having a blast while he's doing it, but he has no idea what destruction he's causing and creating. There's something about the Tasmanian devil and the next 10 days.
Hmm.
I have no idea what the hell that was about, but I'm like, okay, all right. And something about hands,
Ooh.
hands
Tersey.
being held, hands being held. Makes me think of a clattering. Oh, I just got something gross about hands being held because of a hex, but somebody's letting go. Like somebody's found the strength or finding the strength to like unclasp the hands. Even though somebody's screaming, no, don't. They want them to hold on. Somebody can't hold on anymore, they won't. Or a collective, somebody's being told, don't. Yeah, had to get to that. Had to say that. It felt really important. I kind of like the Tasmanian devil energy. What it makes me think of in my little channeler brain is actually light. Oh my goodness, as we're talking about the lights and the light language and all the things, uh, my grandmother on my father's side had given me a light when I was little, a Tasmanian devil light. Just makes me think of that. I put it on the Christmas tree every year. So there's something about a light tradition, yearly light tradition.
That brings birthdays, that brings anniversaries, that brings.
That little piece of cardboard that I randomly picked up earlier talking about upcycling talked about an anniversary. But as I'm talking now, it's also I'm feeling something in regards of there is some long-standing dark tradition that happens yearly that is being taken over by the light because the hex is being
Yeah.
broken.
Good.
If
Yeah.
somebody could be getting divorced from an real fucking evil person, like and their anniversary is fucking something to be dreaded every year. Like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
me. I can take part in that one.
all right, congratulations. Then I give you your flowers. Get the hell out.
Well,
I just felt that like a freaking sack of potatoes sitting on my gut from the inside of my throat. It was the weirdest feeling.
mm, the Tassie Devil, like I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening in Tassie? And then my ex's family is parents are moving to Tassie, and
Oh,
the hand letting go. Um, we got married over water and underwater. We had it was quite a ceremony. It was quite magical. Um, yeah. How do you break that kind of energy? Divorce. Okay. But yeah, the legal system here, I'm not sure how yours works over there, but here you've got to wait 12 months from when you separate.
oh,
It's
yeah.
not like you can just get a
I'm not
divorce.
really sure exactly how it works either. I've never, my, if and when I get there, it's going to be my first, last, and only husband. And I ain't been there yet.
Yep, yep. No, I've tried engaging myself to a woman that backfired. I've been married to a man that backfired. I'm good for a little while.
Mm. I have been engaged and I have had it go sideways. And yeah, I'm good for a while. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I need to go use the bathroom and I think I should get something to eat because it's now 10:01.
Oh man. I need me some coffee because it is
That's what
coffee
I
o
need.
two.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for having me. I wanted to try and figure out how to put this on my one, but I can figure that out for next time. I don't know how to. I
Yeah,
tried looking for a
absolutely.
button to.
I would say at the very least, you mean put it on your channel?
Yeah, like,
You should be
but yeah,
able to share. at the very least.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah.
And it'll take me just a moment. Usually I have to go on and it will like process for a minute and then because it'll go private and I have to turn
That's
it to
good.
public. But as soon as I do, then you'll be able to share it right over there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this was fun.
Beautiful.
This was
Well,
awesome.
thank you so
Um,
much. Yes, this was great. I appreciate it. And thank all of the viewers and subscribers. And as I said before, if you're not subscribed over there, go check them out.
a little protection for everyone never goes astray.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, all right. That's it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Take care.